What's going on, everybody? Applerski back. We're here with part 2 of the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater Platinum Guide. Uh, First off, I want to apologize for this one getting out so late. I ran into a snag and deleted some of the footage towards the end of the video, so I had to start from scratch and go all the way through and get all those collectibles. So here we are, after that incredible intro. And now we're starting the game proper, Operation Snake Eater, and we're heading back to the same spot to continue the mission. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the guide. Alright, so after making our crash landing here, this is the starting position of this part of the game. And we're going to do a quick equipment check. We got our knife, our M19, pistol, silenced, directional mic, and stun grenades. So, this first part, I'm playing it on normal. So if you're on an easier difficulty, then you'll be able to grab some of the collectibles earlier than I do. But if you're on normal or higher, then you're going to have to basically follow this guide, right? So we're going to have to do some backtracking we're going to have to do, because there's a point where we lose our weapons, so we're not going to able to get some of the Gakkos and Keratins. But right here, once from the start side, over here to your left, you got both of them. Gakko right there, and then the Keratin right there. So now those are done. And then I got lucky here. I just turned around and there happened to be a flying squirrel here. If you don't get it like that, because playing this game a lot, you know, that one was kind of a little bit hard for me to find in the original version, but it's there. Just keep looking around and you'll find it. Now these plants, I don't know if they count. I don't think they do, but I threw in a couple of them just so you can see that, you know, they're not just there as part of the environment. They're medicinal plants. So if you want to collect those, go ahead. But I don't think they count towards a trophy. Alright, now moving along here to the next area. Remember, there's one of each Gakko and Keratin in each section, so when you go into like the next loading spot, just know that there's going to be one of each of those per section in the whole entire game. So 64 total of each. So right here, you're going to want to drop down. And make sure you grab those collectibles from earlier too, because you can't go back to that spot once you drop down that cliff there. Now right up above here, you're going to see this python, the green tree python. You're going to want to grab that one. And remember too, as you're collecting these, you're going to want to eat them. And what I did find out too, as we watch Snake properly get owned by the boss again and his weapon taken, I found out that if you eat the food immediately, like, it's going to count towards the trophy. Even if you die and like you don't have it in your inventory afterwards, no matter what, every time you eat a food, it's going to record it in the system, like in the background. So I didn't realize that in the first section, so I wanted to let you guys know that just make sure every time you grab a new food, just eat it, even if you don't need to. That way it records it so you know you're not going to miss it. Alright, now after taking a look at the map here, just let these guys go on by because you don't have any weapons. I mean, I guess you could CQC him with a knife, but might as well just let him go. And this patch of grass here is a snake, and keep this location in mind for later because we're going to use this for a trophy. But right now we can't do it because we don't have a weapon. So that's where the king cobra is. See, it bit me. So use CQC and kick it. That way you can at least pick it up and get credit for collecting it. And go ahead and eat it immediately. Rule of thumb is just every time you collect a new animal or mushroom, go ahead and just eat it. That way it records it. And it tells you down below how many times you've eaten it too. So now moving on, once you cross the bridge here, watch out for this guard because we're going to go down. There's actually 2 guards right here, so I didn't show it in the footage, but we're going to earlier in the game in the Virtuous mission, the M16 is down here, but now there's actually a camouflage down here that we need to grab for 100% completion, and it is, I believe it's the raindrop. Yeah, the raindrop camouflage. Be careful hugging that wall. Returning. So now we're back into the next section. Razvet, you remember this from before. Go ahead and go up these stairs here. And you're going to find the AK-47 behind this barrel. I'm not going to show you where all the weapons are, but I'm going to show you where some of them are, like the more important ones. And that way we need this anyways right here to collect the keratin and the Gakko. So keratin right there is under the stairs. Go ahead and grab him. And then moving on to the back of the building. Now there's multiple ways you can get the Gakko, but this is the easiest way I found it because you know it is a new collectible in the game. So I had to find these on my own. The keratins I kind of already remembered where they were all at. They're all in the same place as the original. So it's up here. I don't know why I shot this bird. I think I just wanted to shoot the AK because the weapons, they feel so much better in this version. They sound so much better. But anyways, there's your Gakko right there. So make sure you grab him. And moving along over to this corner area, that's not it. That's what I thought it was. My muscle memory served me wrong. But anyways, it's back here behind this, in this far back corner, is you're going to get the face paint zombie, which is my favorite face paint in the entire game. Kind of gives me like a Punisher feel when in the comics when he goes into the jungle. Sometimes he'll put that Punisher, paint that Punisher skull. Now this is very important. You're going to need these throughout the entire game. Makes it a lot easier in some spots. So grab the thermal goggles in the locker there. And then once you leave the room, it's going to start this cutscene where you meet Eva for the first time.
Incredible.
Do you like it?
The feeding ramp is polished to a mirror sheen. The slide's been reinforced, and the interlock with the frame is tightened for added precision. The sight system is original too. The thumb safety is extended to make it easier on the finger. A long type trigger with non-slip grooves. A ring hammer. The base of the trigger guard's been filed down for a higher grip. And not only that, nearly every part of this gun has been expertly crafted and customized.
So I figured I'd leave that little snippet of cutscene in there because I love that scene so much. So after with the battle with the Ocelots guys, you're going to come. This is the next area you're going to come across, and you know, play how you want. This is how I play, but if you're doing a no-kill playthrough, you know, however you're playing the game, go ahead and continue on. But this is going to be keratin number 8 right here, and the Gakko is actually right there too. But it was camouflaged. I didn't really see it. It's kind of weird how I seen it. Now this is back to that in a minute. This is important. So grab that hornet's nest, same same as it was in the virtuous mission, same spot, and keep it in your inventory because we're gonna need it for something later. Now this is gonna be Gakko number 8. I have no idea how I spotted that and made the shot first try. But yeah, just make sure you don't forget to grab that one there. Moving on to the next section. Just be mindful this area is full of soldiers here. And it's kind of confusing. And that's that fruit from the first part of the video, just to let you guys know. That's the tree. So if you didn't grab it the first time, this is the location. Just remember right here by the... I mean, you'll see it by that half tree. Yeah, the Yabloko Maloko. Make sure you eat that to get credit for it. Alright, now coming back over here, this is that same patch of grass, and we're going to use this to get a trophy. So, just to show you on the map where it is, the patch of grass where the King Cobra is in. See, I got bit by him right there. So, he's kind of hard to spot. You'll see the grass moving around. But you do have the thermal goggles. If you can't locate them, you can utilize the thermal goggles here. This is why I said it's important to grab them, because certain areas it's really hard to see some of the animals that we need to collect. But you can see them right there. And then grab him and keep him, because we're going to use him to grab a trophy right here. So, same bush. There's going to be a guy patrolling right here. You're going to want to go into your menu and equip it as a weapon, the snake, and get up to him. And once you get close enough, toss it at him. This is a really cool animation and trophy. Ooh. And you'll get taste the poison trophy right there. And watch this animation play out. This is really cool. I can't remember if this was in the original. He kills the snake, but he's already done for. So just wait it out. And I mean, you could shoot him, it doesn't matter. I just thought it was cool to how that animation plays out. And then you can pick the King Cobra back up since he killed him. You can do that with a couple different animals, but before you leave this area right here to your right, in that tree right there is going to be the Gakko for this area, number 9, right by your crashed landing ship. And then moving along from there, going to go straight. We're going to grab keratin number 9 right here, hidden up above, in between those trees. I can see I got bit by the snake again. And it messed up my aim. See, now I'm like swaying because I'm poisoned. But I got him, so. And right here, Gakko number 10. This is in the swampland on this log right here to the right of the small little island there. You can see there. And there's another hornet's nest there, so if you didn't grab the one from before, you can grab that one. There's Gakko 10 right there. Now back to the area. This is back in the area of the virtuous mission where you start. Go all the way back here to the starting location. There's going to be this animal here called a Markhor. Take him out. Remember, this one you have to kill. You can't tranquilize the bigger animals. And grab the Markhor meat there. And there should be, I mean, in the original there was a rabbit, the European rabbit in this location too. It didn't spawn here for me, but there's other areas where you can find them later. So if it's not there, don't worry. But there's going to be Gakko number 11, very camouflaged on the side of that hill right there. So don't forget to grab him. And then the spot where you can jump over the log. Go ahead and jump over here. And it's going to be all the way to the back. Up there, up top. Up on those rocks. Go ahead and grab keratin number 11. And if you miss any of the animals and stuff from the first vid, the first part, you can re-grab them here. But moving on to, this is a new area we haven't visited yet in the game. There's quite a few things to collect here. So over here in the bushes to your left is going to be the coral snake. And then there's actually another snake I'll show you in a little bit that looks almost identical, so make sure you grab both. And it's actually that one over there to the right, but we'll grab it in a minute. Right here, there's two different frogs. So this is the Otten frog, so grab that one. And then there's another one that's red and blue. It's kind of tiny, kind of hard to see. You can see it over by there by the crocodile. This is a pretty good shot, if I must say so myself. But yeah, so make sure you grab the poison dart frog there. That's another animal you can use to poison people. And then while you're in the water, there's fish swimming around. There's only one type of fish in this area. It's the arowana fish. Now, this is a bigger animal, so you're going to have to kill it. You can see me like, what? Oh. And then pull out your pistol. Or your AK or whatever you want to use to kill it. I'm having such a blast replaying this game, and yeah, I know it's a game that many people have played, you know, multiple times, but just the way that it feels now, it just feels so much better. Now we're gonna knock out a trophy. So if you go into your camouflage, equip the scientist uniform, and all you got to do is like crawl around in the mud. See, I do like a little tumble and a crawl, and you get the mud scientist trophy. And this is the other snake here. This is going to be the milk snake. There's multiple of them kind of crawling around this area. So moving on, cross the river, going straight north, and you'll get to this little spot where you can stand up, and you're going to grab the Gakko over here on this tree branch, number 12. And from that spot, just go straight from that spot into the water and dive down. And the keratin is down here, hidden under the water. Number 12. I believe that's all for this location. So exit to your right of the starting point once you cross the river. And then be mindful too, the water has leeches in it, so that's where you can, why it shows cure up there. Oh no, we got to grab this camo. Don't forget this, the camo, the Gakko camo over here in this shallow water. But yeah, with the leeches, if you find bug juice, it'll deter leeches and stuff. So if you have it in your inventory, you can use that, because it kind of gets kind of annoying every time you go in the water and there's leeches. Now crawl under the fence here. Now be careful up here, because there's going to be claymores set. So this is what the thermal goggles are good for. It'll locate those. And you can collect those by crawling over them. Not crouching, but crawling if you want to collect them, or just avoid them altogether. Now we're going to climb up this tree. This is how you get into the next area, or one of the ways you can get into the next area. But I found it easier to come up here because the keratin is the Gakko, sorry, is right there on that tree branch, kind of hidden. So if you turn around and aim your gun, you'll see it. It's camouflage right there. But yeah, that's it. Gakko number 13. Oh, and then so you're gonna go to your right once you go over the fence and climb up this spot here. Be careful, there's a guard in this area, and you're gonna want to hug the wall and then shimmy. And I don't know why, but I kept falling down. That's why I'm kind of like stopping, because I kept like slipping off, so I was taking it real slow. I really like the environments, especially the outdoors. Look a lot more natural, like real actual formations. And this is where you're gonna find the camo called the splitter. And you could already see Keratin right there. We're gonna stay in this spot and take him out. Just make sure you're using, if you're going for a no alert mode, make sure you're using a silencer. Now you're going to want to jump through this hole. This is over to the left of those guards. Jump through the hole and then crawl through this hole here and over to your left. Well, after I take out this guard. Oh, maybe I guess I left him. So you're going to crawl, watch out for that trap, crawl underneath, or however you want to get into this tree right here, and you're going to get camo for the Choco chip. And that's actually a good one to wear in this area too. Now this here, there's another feature in this game. I'm not sure if I talked about it in the original, but some of the guards carry film reels for you to open up in the secret movie theater. There's no trophy attached, but it's a cool thing because it adds like cut scenes, funny ones and stuff, and you'll unlock it once you beat the game. That specific guard has one, so but you have to hold him up to get them. But anyway, we're gonna use him to interrogate that guard. Now there's 3 guards in this area, and that was the one I found, but it could be different because I played through this part again and it was a different guard that had the frequency, and this is going to unlock a trophy. So you interrogate them until they tell you a frequency for fire support, and then it'll stay now that green spot. If you got to auto put it in, call fire support, and you'll unlock the trophy once you make the call. There's other places in the game you can get it, but I figured, might as well knock it out here. But just keep in mind that it might not be that specific guard that I grabbed. Typically it's the ones with the radios on their backs, but I've found other guards, normal guards that had it later on in the game too, so just kind of, it's random. See, now you'll see the fire support. I didn't even actually know that was a thing. And I'm a veteran of this game, and I never knew that you could actually do that. Kind of want to actually use it in a combat situation, but I haven't been able to thus far. Alright, now this next area here, you're going to want to head to your left. There's a bunch of guards in this area patrolling all the perimeters and all of that. So you're going to want to go straight in here and watch out for the guard to the right guarding the door. If you make a lot of noise, they can hear you right here too. But we're going to want to get into this trench over here to the left and crawl underneath. And use that'll get you the face paint snow. And then the front entrance, the main entrance of this building, you're going to want to get up here. See, I caused an alert, but no matter. Up here to this corner of the roof, you're going to want to get this camo called the water camo. And then go back down and into the main building. Go through this door to the right. And we're going to grab the keratin for this area. Number 14. I had trouble hitting it for some reason. And then before you leave, go under the bed over here and grab this mouse trap and just keep it in your inventory, because that's going to come in handy for a trophy later on in the game. And then in this shack, there's another mouse trap. So you want to go in here and grab that. But also there's a food collectible in here too. The calorie mate you should have already had, but the Russian ration is new. So go ahead and grab that and eat both of those if you haven't already. And then there's another mouse trap too. Now over here, this is kind of like the northwest corner of the map. We're going to get another secret trophy here. Take the guard out guarding the... Well, if you can shoot him. Take him out and go into that building. Also, this is where the Gakko is too, that we'll take out in a minute, but we're going to knock this trophy out. Inside of here, there's going to be TNT. And there's multiple places you can do this in the game, but might as well knock it out as quick as possible. So once you have the TNT, equip it, and then plant it. Just plant it inside. It doesn't have to be in a specific spot, just anywhere. And then once you've got it planted, go out and get to a safe distance and detonate it. You'll unlock a trophy. And you'll detonate it there. Boom. And you'll get the trophy just because. And then before you leave that area, the Gakko's up on top of the roof. Pretty hidden. Took me a while to find this one. A lot of these actually are like really hard to spot. You got that one. Moving along. Now we're gonna this is a cutscene. We're gonna face off against Ocelot. And I'll show you the boss fight. But there's also a Keratin and a Gakko in this area too, and this is the only time you can collect them, so make sure you get them before you take Ocelot out. And also make sure you're using the tranquilizer gun, don't fall off there, to get his camo for 100% completion. Even if you're doing a lethal playthrough or whatever, with the bosses we're going to take them all out non-lethally to get their camos for that trophy. So it's really well hidden here. It's up here on this ridge. Up above, see I'm missing it. It's a little bit higher than that. It's like a rock. It looks like a rock. There you go. Now we got it. That's number 15. And then immediately turn around. Go to the opposite side. Dodging his gunfire. And then across here in the grass is Keratin number 15. Alright, now we're going to take Ocelot out. So a good tactic to use is just to stay in cover. And you can see his ammo underneath, right? His health bar. Good time to get shots on him is when he's reloading. And he'll play an animation when he's reloading that you can skip. And you can use these hornet's nests to kind of keep him distracted. That way you can get some shots off on him. Shoot him as many times. Headshots do the most damage, but boom. So you got a headshot there on him. Nice. Got him while he was moving. And then shoot that. So that hornet's nest above him, you could shoot that. Just try to get headshots to take him out quicker, as quick as possible. See how he's trying to get rid of the hornets there. You can get some shots in. Remember, we're using the tranquilizer gun here. Boom. I was actually surprised how well I did the first time. I got some really good shots, even with the bullet drop on that gun. I was pretty proud of myself. He's about halfway done. Just stay behind these low covers here. Just keep an eye on where he goes. That's the main thing. Don't lose track of him, because he can kind of punish you. Like if he, right here, if I didn't know he went to that side. And then he starts to get faster as he's wearing him down. He starts moving around a lot more. And he could ricochet bullets too. So I shot his hat off right there. That was cool. So we got him. Let this cutscene kind of play out a little bit. Not the whole thing, but... So now Snake, attacked by the hornets of the pain, jumps into this cave here. Now this is where the night vision goggles come into play early on. Right there, don't forget to grab that. That's the camo animals. That's for taking out Ocelot non-lethally. And they all have their own perks too. Most of them are pretty hideous, but we still need them for 100% completion. And right there, there's a ton of these crabs in this area, but you know, it's really hard to see without the thermal goggles. You can use your cigar too to give more like ambient light. That snake we've already caught, but it's the mainly the crab that we need right here. So make sure you grab that, and it helps with finding animals, but it's still hard to see the surroundings. So I got my cigar lit for a little bit of ambient light. And what's crazy too is that your eyes, snake's eyes adjust. So at first it's like pitch black, and the longer you're in here, the easier it is to see. So just head down this path here, and we're gonna grab two things here. We're gonna get the Taiwanese cobra, and right here I would suggest taking your silencer off, that way you don't waste it, because there's no enemies in this area that we need to worry about. If you're doing like a stealth playthrough, and grab the mushroom right there too. That mushroom's really cool. It gives you a lot of stamina, plus it recharges the battery of your items, like your thermal goggles and stuff. So it comes in handy. So whenever you see those, just grab them, because you would think they would kill you or whatever, but no, they actually help you quite a bit. So turn around and go out of that cave, and then you're going to want to go through this crawl. No, we're not going to go through that crawl space. Not yet. So we're going to go over here, and you're going to come to some waterfalls. See how it's much more bright now? Pretty cool. That was in the original too, so pretty groundbreaking there. They made your eyes adjust to the darkness in the game. Pretty impressive. So in between the waterfall here, we're going to grab the torch, which isn't necessary for completion, but it helps navigation throughout the cave. That way you don't have to use the NVGs, because there are some other darker spots too. Like this is kind of more light, because I think there's a hole up here in the wall, and that's Gaku number 16. You can see this is the part I had to go back and re-record, so I've already gotten that one, but I still want to obviously show you where it was above the waterfall there. And you're gonna want to turn around from that spot and go through this opening. And you want to equip your torch if you want to. It does help a lot, actually, and you can use it as a weapon too, because we're gonna come across some one of the other animals here. We'll use it on. So go through this crawl space here. That's why I kind of wanted to show you the whole navigation of the cave, because it can get pretty confusing. So once you come out of that crawl space, so you look up with your NVGs, it's a bat cave. So they're going to start attacking you, so just swing it. And then see, I already picked one up. I didn't realize it, but I already picked one up. Or you can just pull out your AK and just go to town on them. Whatever you want to do. Just make sure you just only need to grab one. And once you're done, there's another, to the right of that spot I was just at, there's another hole. We're not returning from the previous crawl space. This is a new crawl space to get to the next area. And in this area here, we're going to get the night vision goggles and keratin 16. Alright, there's your night vision goggles. Those really only come in handy. I've only used them in the cave, but that's why I wanted to show you to grab them, because it's good to use them here. Which I don't even think I use. I did in my first recorded footage I had of this part, but I think I just used the torch and the thermals here. But either way, you had to go in there to get the keratin anyways, so. And just coming back the way you came. Here's where the bats were. And just crawl back out through there. And you can see the thermal goggles are not good for navigation, but they do show the animals. So now you might be tempted to drop down there. There's some items you can grab and stuff, but it'll kind of confuse you. I'm not going to show it because there's nothing necessary that we need for 100% completion down there. So just make your way back to the waterfall area and then go back to the starting location of where we started. So to the right of the waterfalls, go through here, and we're going to end up back where we started. And the place I told you to go through earlier, that little crevice, that crawl space to the left, we're going to go through there. And this is continuing down the main path to get to the boss, which is the pain. Now, keep in mind, when I did this, because I had to re-record the boss fight, I went, because I wanted to get it done as quick as possible, I put it on very easy. So it looks easier. It's going to look easier here than it really is. He can be kind of a pain, pun intended. But I'll still tell you the strategy either way. So now we're up above the waterfalls, make our way this way. See, there's bug juice right there. That alleviates leeches. So now, as soon as you get in this next area, make a right instead of going down the main path. It's really easy to miss this. But the shotgun's in here, which is a good weapon to have for crowd control, and you could use it on the boss too. The pain. I'll show you why. I don't think I actually use it, but either way, we had to come this way anyways to grab another camo. I think it's a face paint. So crawl through this crawl space here. And then, oh yeah, the camo snow right there, boom. And then continue down this crawl space. This is going to take you down the main path to the boss arena. It's kind of a long one. Yeah, the torch is much easier after replaying it with the new lighting system. The torch is way better to navigate than the NVGs. Alright, so now we're at we're going to fight the boss.
You at last. We are the sons of the boss. I am the pain.
Alright, so once the boss fight starts, you're going to want to pull out your tranquilizer gun and try to get headshots on him. Because he has like a bulletproof vest, so that'll do the most damage to him. Now when he gets guarded like that with the bees on him, you're going to want to use a grenade. So, or the shotgun is good, even the AK, but the grenade works best. And as soon as the bees fly off of him, the hornets, you're going to want to, well, then he has that attack also, which is important. Something I almost forgot to mention. That's why we collected that hornet's nest from earlier. And I'll show you in a second here. But get him to a second phase, and what happens here is he's going to start shooting out these, they're called bullet bees, they're basically bullets. And they can tear you up pretty bad, so you're going to want to jump in the water once those red ones start coming out. But before that, open up your backpack, and you're going to want to go to backpack and then go to weapons and equip the hornet's nest as a weapon. See, it's right there. Equip it as a weapon, and then once you back out of there, equip it, like actually pull it out like as you're going to use it, but don't use it. Don't just hold it in your hand, and you'll see in a moment. See, I got knocked off here. Swim around. If he's messing you up, the water is always good to kind of like, you can kind of like flank him, and he can't do as much damage to you while you're underwater. So pull out the hornet's nest here. He goes into this mode where he like pulls a Tommy gun out, and that can shred you up. So if he pulls that out, you're gonna want to swim around until he's done firing it. This part was very difficult on the original version, where you couldn't look around. You had no free camera. All the bosses were super difficult in the original. Alright, so now equip the hornet's nest and just wait here. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for his attack where he throws the swarm at you and they cover you. And once that happens, it's going to turn the hornet's nest into the Pain's hornet's nest, which is a unique food item that you need to eat for 100% collectibles. And this is the only place, obviously, that you can get it. That's why I had you grab it earlier. And I'll show you too. That's why I see you just wait it out, and eventually he'll send the bees at you. And shake them off. And then check your inventory. Make sure you jump in the water. And check your inventory to make sure that it collected. There's all the bats that I have from the... Yeah, so it's down there. Now it's changed to the Pain's hornet's nest. Go ahead and eat that now, just so it's recorded in the database. You can eat the bats too. Whatever food you have, just go ahead and eat it. So it records it. You get points for it, or progress towards it, towards the trophy. And then here I like to stay in the water during this phase. Throw grenades like I said, whenever he's armored, and then as soon as it blows up, pull out your trank and get as many shots off as you can. Try to hit him in the head, and then boom, he goes down. And you get the trophy, Pain Relief.
The pain. The pain. The pain. The pain.
Alright, so once you have control again of Snake, we're going to grab the maroon shark while we're here. You could find these later, but might as well grab it while we're here. There's plenty of them. And if you're having trouble shooting one, just toss a grenade in there and blow up a whole bunch of them. But yeah, I think the game is paced well enough to where we're going to do the parts. We're going to end the video here pretty soon after we collect a few more things. There's keratin number 17 up there, right up above the middle platform where the Pain was at. And then go ahead and jump in from there, jump into the water from that spot and swim over here. It's a lot faster to swim underwater than it is to tread. We're going to want to go to the far right, which is the exit, but don't exit just yet. We're going to grab a couple more things. We need to get his camo and the Gakko, and I believe that's all. But yeah, I think the game is paced well enough to where I'm going to do the video parts of the guide per boss. So I'll end after a boss, you know what I'm saying? There's Gakko 17 up there, but that little hole. And then before you leave, you're going to want to dive roll over here to the platform he was on and grab his camo hornet stripe. And then from there, turn around. You're going to want to jump back in the water and go out that exit over there. But yeah, we're coming close to the end of the video. that's everything for this section, set number 2, chapter 2 of the video guide. Hope you guys are liking it, and if you're new, consider subscribing. Everybody else, leave likes, comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Part 3, we'll pick it up from there. Until then, have a great rest of your day. Applerski out.
Huh.